Today on the Gold Standard.
Digital currency would probably eliminate physical money. Those coins in your pocket or cash in your wallet, no more physical money. So, no privacy. Everything that we do is out there, which would mean that you would need another method of paying for anything that you want, especially if you're doing some buying. And there you have it, a currency number assigned just to you and attached to your financial accounts. If you want to buy or sell anything, it would have to be done using your number.
This is the Gold Standard from Midas Gold Group with Kenneth Russo. Hello, I'm Dave Dino. Welcome to the Gold Standard, your source for secure investment opinion and information on the advantages of purchasing and owning precious metals. Whether you're a novice investor or an experienced collector, this is the program that gives you a realistic weekly perspective on the state of the economy, reliable information about using precious metals such as gold, silver, and platinum to safeguard your wealth, and remarkable details about specific precious metal coins and bullion. Ken Russo is a senior vice president at Midas Gold Group, and his peers characterize him as a straight shooter who will work harder for you than anyone else. Ken, it is a pleasure to join you again this week.
How are you doing today, Dave?
I'm doing really well, and I think we're going to shed some light on a very, very important matter. I think we're going to give people even more information, so I'm very optimistic. Our topic today is the threat of digital currency. There's more. Now, we talked about this last week, but there is more that needs to be told, more that Americans need to know about the very real threat to their financial privacy posed by the implementation of digital currency. That's where I want to begin. Ken, can you give us maybe a quick review of why we're spending so much time on this one topic?
Well, sure, Dave. It affects all of us. Money affects every single person that's listening to this program right now. On March 9th of this year, President Biden quietly signed Executive Order 14067, Dave, which is titled Ensuring Responsible Development of Digital Assets. And last week, we saw that the title of this executive order is anything, Dave, but ensuring or, responsible. It is a very substantial step towards establishing what's called a central bank digital currency, Dave. And in plain language, this central bank digital dollar that would be established will be controlled by the Fed or by the Treasury, with private financial information available literally to the IRS.
Wow.
Our information, Dave. All of our accounts connected to the BIS system would be easily tracked and monitored by the government and or by the Fed. So, if you're not really sure that this is a change that could affect you personally, let me add that new legislation by, the Democrats last week proposes to double the size of the IRS by hiring nearly 87,000 new workers over the next decade. I don't know about you, Dave, but I would call that a lot of surveillance.
The results of this executive order, it would make it possible, and I want to stress here, this is not some conspiracy theory. This is, if you actually go and you read this executive order, and I can give you again the number of it, it's Executive Order 14067. If you read it like I did, you would find out that this could make it possible for some division of our federal government to be able to see every financial transaction that we make within the system, right?
Well, yeah, Dave, and we've been saying that for a while. Our accounts controlled by the Fed or the Treasury through an app on our telephone, and our telephone is a surveillance device. We were saying that a long time ago, and September 11th is coming up again, and usually some important things happen in that month for sure. This is right around the corner. It is in motion, and our system is definitely headed into a digital monetary system. But if it's fiat money, that always loses its purchasing power, or if it's digital fiat money, it's still going to lose its purchasing power. The only difference is, but it's a big difference, is we will have zero financial freedom and zero financial security, which in my opinion, as long as we have zero financial privacy, that's just very threatening. It's very uncomfortable for me to feel that our money's supposed to be that. It's supposed to be trustworthy and strong So what could we do, people, to make our money trustworthy and strong? And as we could talk about that a little bit more today, me and Dave, as we do every week, that's where gold comes in.
A reminder here that you're listening to The Gold Standard with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group, and our topic today is the threat of digital currency. There's more. Ken, I have nothing to hide financially, but I still value privacy in my life. It has been a fundamental right since our country was founded, and that is the right to be free of government intrusion in my private affairs. And one of the strong appeals of owning physical gold is that it is private, at least for right now, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, this isn't supposed to be George Orwell's 1984, right, Dave?
Yeah.
And owning gold, physical gold, is a way to have wealth without anyone else having a record of it. It's private. And as we're seeing today, privacy is becoming more and more rare in today's world, Dave, in every single way.
Ken, you help people every day. You help them convert current assets into the protection and privacy of gold. How are they able to do so?
Well, Dave, I mean, if you have a savings account at a bank or a CD or a money market account, or you have some stock that's in a non-qualified or a qualified account, or maybe you just have some of those good old fiat dollars stuffed in your mattress, we can turn that into gold you hold, and then obviously that's gold you own. And we feel that's the only way to own gold, and also silver. You can keep your gold and silver outside of the banking system in your control. You can keep it in your safe, or we could arrange to have a depository account for some people. And there are some people out there that still have lock boxes at a financial institution. So it's very important, Dave, that, like I said, you get some of your own funds in your own possession and in your own control. And that's exactly where gold comes in.
And gold does even more, I understand, than simply keep your finances private, right?
Well, it does, Dave. In addition to the privacy of owning gold, it offers a historically stable hedge against inflation and lost purchasing power.
Mm-hmm.
Gold typically and traditionally holds its value in troubled times or in financial crisis times. So we do expect the stock market and the bond market over the next few years to lose substantial value. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see 50, 60, 70% loss in value in some of these inflated assets. And when we're considering appropriate actions for the times we live in, Dave, which are more and more uncertain and unpredictable, we need to have something concerning our money that is certain and that is predictable. And can't be any more certain, people, or any more predictable than the track record of gold, which has been money for over 2,000 years. But more importantly, it's something that is private, something that's outside of the banking system and outside of this digital system that we are quickly approaching and going into, Dave.
We're going to continue our look at the threat of digital currency. There's more a little bit later in the program, and we'll highlight the best ways to convert your cash or investments into the security of gold. But first, a reminder that you're listening to The Gold Standard with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group. In a second, we're going to look at a very specific precious metal that you can use to safeguard your wealth, and that's coming up right after this.
Dr. Sebastian Gorka here. Do you have confidence in our government? I don't. So why would you put your full faith and credit in them and the dollar? Do not confuse the dollar, which is only a debt instrument, with actual money. Real money has intrinsic value, such as gold. The dollar is not backed by gold, so you know what that means. Time to call veteran-owned Midas Gold Group. 855-322-GOLD. 855-322-GOLD. Or MidasGoldGroup.com.
And we're back with more of The Gold Standard, brought to you by Midas Gold Group with Ken Russo. I'm Dave Dino, and our topic today is the threat of digital currency. There's more. By the way, if you live in the Los Angeles or Phoenix area, we invite you to come and visit our local office to meet with us in person. For the address and directions, just log on to our website, MidasGoldGroup.com, M-I-D-A-S, MidasGoldGroup.com. For those of you listening in other cities, just call us directly at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. By the numbers 855-322-4653. Ken, now we turn to look at a specific precious metal product today, gold bars, which you have from a variety of mints. Is there an advantage of gold bars over gold coins?
Well, I think there's pros and cons to any kind of product, Dave. And as you know, we always endorse having a diversified portfolio within your gold and within your silver. So that would include bullion coins, bullion bars, and also some possible numismatic coins. But until recently, Dave, when most people thought of gold, they thought of it in the form of bars. Perhaps this is because gold bars are, in fact, the world's most common form of gold ownership.
Hmm.
And people were talking about, one block bars, or we could even be talking about bars that are perforated and break apart, which are also very popular. And we've talked about those many times over the past year in some of our shows.
Hmm.
And one of the advantages, Dave, is that gold bars can range in all different sizes from as small as a gram to as large as 400 ounces or more.
Wow. That kind of makes them far easier to sell, doesn't it, having the smaller amount?
Yeah, you never want to have all of your eggs in one basket, and you never want to have too much of your nest egg in one particular product. You normally want to be mindful of the following. The bars should be in a liquid divisible units. Bars that are 1 ounce or smaller, Dave, are generally very, very easy to sell. To sell a very large bar, you may need to find someone with hundreds of thousands of dollars to pay you, as it could only be sold all or none. And you don't really want to be in that situation with your diversified gold portfolio or silver.
I imagine, like gold bullion coins, gold bars have to meet specific requirements, right?
The best of them do, for sure. That's definitely a true statement, Dave. The bars should meet, minimum purity requirements at the least. Even gold bars in a gold IRA must be at least 99.5% pure. Most bars that we sell here, Dave, at Midas Gold Group or deal with are 24 karat gold, which is 4/9, 99.99 pure. That's the purest form of gold. In addition, Dave, the bars should also have a unique serial number from the manufacturing mint. Serial numbered bars are known as hallmark bars or hallmark stamps. By using the unique serial number, investors can verify the authenticity directly with the manufacturer and be advised of any fraud alerts on any serial number. And we also test every single bar that clients buy and sell here at Midas Gold Group, as we have a Midas Gold Group bullion guarantee, which is very, very important. But in essence, Dave, it's very easy to resell or to liquidate gold bars, especially if they're in smaller sizes. And one more thing, the bars should bear a recognizable mint mark from a reputable mint. We want to deal with some of the most highly regarded and highest level quality mints in the world, and the ones that are known for, outstanding quality of their products.
As you said, Midas Gold Group, you distribute such gold bars, right?
Well, we do in gold, silver, and platinum, and they come in a variety of sizes. The big money trades gold. A lot of gold IRAs and a lot of large asset transfers occur in gold. Doesn't take up much room. It's easy to move around or bring to another state or another country. But some of the best names that we follow, Dave, when it comes to bars could be Credit Suisse. It could be PAMP. It could be Valcambi. Most people don't know that most of the best gold bar come from Switzerland. The Canadian Royal Mint is a very, very prestigious mint. Perth Mint of Australia makes some great bars. Johnson Matthey, Sunshine Mint are some of the leaders when it comes to gold and especially silver. So we definitely not only try to stay with the best quality foundational basic coins, but when it comes to bars as well, Dave, when it comes to nest eggs and wealth preservation, we always want to stick with the best, highest quality names.
Thank you, Ken. Coming up in a moment, we're going to continue talking about the threat of digital currency. There's more with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group, and that's coming up right after this.
The Fed lied when they initially said inflation was transitory. They knew it wasn't, but didn't want to panic the markets and you, the people. This is why they tried to keep secret the $125 trillion in loans they gave banks around the world. We've seen inflation ramping up, and Midas Gold Group thinks the Fed is way behind the curve with interest rates. It's time to call Midas Gold Group, 805-601-6000. You can add financial privacy and protection from inflation and profit potential to your investments through physical gold and silver. They provide you with the quality service and critical information you need without the pushy salesman. Get your portfolio reset with gold and silver. Call Midas Gold Group for their guide to owning bullion and coins today. 855-322-GOLD. That's 855-322-4653 or MidasGoldGroup.com.
And we're back with more of the Gold Standard, brought to you by Midas Gold Group with Ken Russo. I'm Dave Dino, and our topic today is the threat of digital currency. There's more. If you live in the Los Angeles or Phoenix area, you can actually come and visit us at our local office to meet with us in person, even see some of the product that we talk about, and I got to tell you, that's a great experience. For the address and directions, just log on to our website, MidasGoldGroup.com. MIDAS, MidasGoldGroup.com. And for those of you in other cities, just call us directly at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. By the numbers 855-322-4653. One other note, if you want to take a look at what we're talking about as far as specific gold products, again, you can go to the website and you can take a look at a lot of examples there, MidasGoldGroup.com. Now, let's return to our topic today, the threat of digital currency. There's more. Ken, something I meant to ask you last week, but we ran out of time. I feel like we are like the proverbial frogs in the pot. They're put into cold water, but then the water is slowly heated. The frogs never realize that they're gradually being boiled until it's too late. That's kind of how I feel we are being treated with all the digital financial information that we are already locked into.
Yeah, Dave, I mean, that's a very good analogy. Let's look at how much of our finances are already available to the prying eyes of the government or so-called government agencies. Chances are your paycheck is automatically deposited into your bank account, right? I mean, that's a digital record. You may pay your bills online. I mean, that's a digital record. If you transfer money from one account to another using the internet, that's a digital record. If you buy or sell investments, chances are that you or your brokers are doing it digitally. So, Dave, that's another digital record.
So then, if we're already plugged into using digital methods to control our finances, which seem very convenient, what is the danger of moving to a totally digital system?
Well, I mean, let's look at some of the possibilities. First, digital currency would probably eliminate physical money. Those coins in your pocket or cash in your wallet, no more physical money. So no privacy. Everything that we do is out there, which in my opinion is not acceptable, which would mean that you would need another method of paying for anything that you want, especially if you're doing some buying. And there you have it. There's their answer. A currency number assigned just to you and attached to your financial accounts. If you want to buy or sell anything, it would have to be done using your number. And that information would run through the system, set up and monitored by an agency of the federal government. Without that number, you would be shut out. And we're not even talking about, well, what if you don't have a vaccine passport? Or what if there's some other type of mandate that's implemented to control your money? So it's about power and control, and through a number. And in my opinion, this is the United States of America. That's not acceptable.
We talked a little about this last week and then earlier in the program. What you're saying is not some conspiracy theory, something that you only hear about on overnight radio. The advent of digital currency could make this possible and maybe even to some desirable.
Well, we're definitely headed that way, Dave, and obviously it's desirable to some, and this is the kind of thinking behind one world government, one world currency. So who knows? But the paramount issue, Dave, is the matter of privacy. Executive Order 14067, titled Ensuring Responsible Development of Digital Assets, which is a purposeful title, Dave, designed to create the impression that this is for your benefit and for our benefit. The executive order that President Biden signed could open the door to making it possible for the government to monitor and access all your digital financial records. How much clearer do you have to be? And as I said, they could digitize all of your buying and selling just by assigning you that number that you would be required to use instead of using physical money. And like we mentioned before, who knows what this new digital money will actually be worth or what it could buy? We'll see. Could be worth a lot less than what the dollar is even worth now. And they would make the argument that it would be more efficient and actually save you money. And in classic Godfather terms, Dave, they would make you an offer that you can't refuse.
I think that's a good way to put it. A reminder that you're listening to The Gold Standard with Ken Russo from Midas Gold Group, and today our topic is the threat of digital currency. There's more. Ken, it doesn't seem right that our money could be affected so much by an executive order, but it could. And I think as we look at this, time is running out to do anything about it. My question is then, how can gold help maintain some real financial privacy?
Well, Dave, first, there's still time to hold on to some of your financial privacy and some of your financial freedom for sure. Today, you can pull cash reserves out of the banking system into the stability of gold and silver. You can move some of your retirement assets out today, out of the system that is changing so much, into the protection of physical precious metals like gold. All your assets don't need to be part, Dave, of this new age digital system. There's still a time to get some financial control into your hands before it's completely gone. The old system of fiat currency or fiat money, as we've spoken about many times, can and will fold up like a house of cards at any time. And with fiat currency, which is what our current monetary system is, the dollar's value, as we all know, Dave, is supported by nothing more than government debt, which is growing every day out of control. It'll never be paid off, and it will ultimately be the demise of our entire financial system. And traditionally, Dave, every country that has gone to a fiat currency system has seen it fail. They've seen their money eventually become worthless. Why do people feel that here in America, based on a fiat dollar, why that would be any different now? History means something.
Ken, the new digital system is just not going to be comfortable, and it would not be smart, I think, to have all our assets tied to this new digital dollar system. But I hear you saying there is still time to get some of our money out of it before we no longer have the opportunity to do so?
Yeah, I mean, Dave, it'd be financial suicide to keep all of our assets tied to the system. Especially with what Washington is doing and our leadership. I mean, this country is headed in the wrong direction in every single possible way. But you can still hold some of your assets, Dave, in physical gold. You don't have to be 100% in the digital system or 100% in fiat money. But as we can clearly see, Dave, the time to do this is limited. The hourglass is tipped, as we talked about last week. This could be happen as soon as September. And it's hard to have confidence in the ability of a government or government agencies to do what is right for our money, Dave, going forward. It seems like it's just another way for the powers to be to eliminate even more of our financial freedoms and more of our financial privacy. So, Dave, the message in this is all that the digital dollar is right around the corner. This is almost a secretive executive order. It's not promoted, by the president. It's not promoted by media or anything like that. But it means that time is running out on our financial freedom and privacy. And who knows what the new digital system is going to look like? Who knows how safe it's going to be? And who knows what our digital money will even be worth?
Ken, these last 2 weeks when we've talked about this subject, it has really opened my eyes, and I hope it has opened the eyes of those who are listening as well. And I got to tell you, this is why I trust my savings and my investments to Midas Gold Group, because of the information and the guidance that I get from you about owning precious silver and gold. So thank you.
Anytime, Dave. It's important, people. Let's get on it right away.
And that's going to bring us to the end of our time together today here on The Gold Standard with Ken Russo, brought to you by Midas Gold Group. And a reminder, opinions given here are not intended to be specific to your investment strategy, but rather general information to give you a better understanding of investing in precious metals. For answers to your questions, call Midas Gold Group at 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. By the numbers 855-322-4653. And the website is MidasGoldGroup.com, M-I-D-A-S, MidasGoldGroup.com. This is one of my favorite parts of the program, to remind people that the Midas Gold Group is proud to be America's #1 veteran-owned gold dealer, supporting veterans' causes with a portion of profits donated to the Wounded Warriors Project and the Semper Fi Fund. So your investment in your future is also an investment in the future of those who have bravely served the cause of freedom. Again, the number to call to speak directly with Midas Gold Group is 855-322-GOLD, 855-322-GOLD. Ken, thank you again for your time today.
Always a pleasure, Dave. Nice to speak to you.
I'm Dave Dino, and I hope you'll come and join us again next week at this same time for another edition of The Gold Standard.
The Gold Standard was brought to you by the Midas Gold Group.